Thanks for waiting. Tony, Chief.
Oh, yeah.
Item 14. Consider FOP IBEW negotiations. We need to,
Just need to make a motion on 15.
what's that?
We just need to go to 15.
15.
Okay. Item 15, approve the 2020-21 waiver and agreement with Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 23.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
McDermott, Dale Harrington.
Harrington,
Yes.
Bucher,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Weeks,
Yes.
Sisson. She said yes, probably not. McDermott,
Yes.
Motion approved. Item 16, approve the 2020-21 waiver and agreement with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, local number 1597.
Make a motion. I'll second.
Nick Smith, Corey Weiss.
Weeks,
Yes.
Sisson, McDermott,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Bucher,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item 17, adopt resolution 2021-04 approving the 2020-21 wage and salary schedule for the city of Holdrege, which includes an increase, a 3% increase.
That's the one where we need to negotiate the insurance.
What's that?
We need to renegotiate the insurance in July. or-
No, you're moving.
This is just approving the
Oh, that's what it says.
salary
Okay.
schedule with the
This one.
3%
Got it.
increase.
Yep, yep.
I'll make the motion we approve.
Ben Johnson makes the motion to approve resolution.
I'll second.
Nick Smith, second.
Thank you, Mary.
Smith,
Yes.
Weeks,
Yes.
Sisson, McDermott,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Bucher,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Natalie, Chris, City Council, thank you. It is now time for open discussion. Chris,
We will be getting a hold of you to talk about a work session or retreat. So we'll probably send out an email, get you an idea of what day and time would work best for you, and then we'll try to narrow that down, and then we can pick a date and time to get together and talk about things we need to do and want to do within the city.
it's kind of a planning session.
Right.
There'll be no voting.
Right, just goals and ideas and thoughts.
We're all on the same page. We need a new mayor.
You told him that part?
I didn't tell him that. I think the chief did.
Anything else, Chris?
Nope, that's it.
Sounds great. Dane?
Thanks to Natalie for taking over on that IBEW union stuff and taking care of it. Good job.
Did a good job.
Well,
I didn't need to be there.
I don't remember the last time I heard of something
Well,
like
well.
that happening in one session.
If you remember her resume, she did very well in negotiations. So,
Clearly.
Kidding yourself.
Chief,
Nothing except one thing. If you read your packet closely, you probably would have seen that I entered my resignation effective June 4th, Friday, June 4th at 1700 hours. I wanted to be specific.
Didn't want to work the weekend.
do we have a motion to accept that?
It's certainly been great working here. My wife is excited that I'm going to be able to spend more time with her.
She is?
And she is. Who knows though? Maybe after a while.
Might be short-lived.
But I thank you all. Of course, I'm still here for a little while, but appreciate everything the council and the city has done. It's been a good working relationship ever since I started. And with the late Bob Rager, I appreciated him giving me the opportunity to work here. So, thank you.
We were blessed for having you.
Yeah, thank you, Chief.
We're sorry to see you go.
Some people will say,
We don't listen to
you're a
them.
councilman, you know what it's like.
It won't be as controversial as the mask mandate. Dick Smith, what do you have?
No, I saw that, Chief, and I was really like, wow. So, a lot of years, from where I work here, you've always kind of been, it's all I've known you as a chief. I didn't know the other one, so I think even when I see you in plain clothes, they still call you chief. So that's a lot of respect I have for you. So thank you for a lot of years, and you've had a good police force. So.
You notice he doesn't have a whole lot of hair left.
And the point is,
I'm not taking mine off.
so, no, thank you, Chief.
Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, thank you, Chief. You made it, once I got on the safety committee, you're very helpful and educational, so thank you for that. And thank you for your service, and we can talk about the rest later. You're still gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, you got a long time yet.
You'll still give you a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to get that, get out of jail free card from him, so
Mr. Fuker?
I do have a reminder. I've been telling Mr. Parsons, who's not here, so sorry, Kim, not picking on you. I've got a complaint from a couple of businesses downtown again. This dumpster that's sitting down in front of Johnson Insurance and Hilsebeck's, that the Hotel Dale people that are doing the renovation are using, blocking off parking spots for these businesses. They would really like to move that dumpster around to where it doesn't inconvenience them, but inconveniences the hotel, of which is having the work done. He's been riding me for 3 months.
Hilsebeck's and who else did you say? Oh, Johnson.
Johnson
Yeah.
Insurance, actually all those businesses along there, because they
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
3
the
or
parking
4
spot.
parking
Parking
spots.
spot.
Yeah, that seems fair.
The barber
Will
shop.
the state let them put it around the corner
I
there?
don't know. And is there any way we can put it in the alley back there? There's some room back there behind,
Not without closing the alley.
well, Johnson's Insurance got that little spot right back behind
Yeah.
there. That he would
I don't
rather
know.
see it back there than out front.
Is
We
that
can-
moved, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but is that moved as far south as it can go? Because the hotel.
There's a handicap
There's a
parking
handicap
spot
there.
there.
You can't
Okay,
block
that's right.
off the site of making that
Yeah,
turn.
it gets too much probably you
Yeah.
in the corner.
I mean, it's a tricky situation, and
I don't know
I
if the state would let them.
sympathize with them.
Right.
I sympathize with the people at the Dale, but
Maybe if, when Kim gets back, maybe next week,
And I
we
think
could
that
talk
was
to him
Kim's-
and see if we could move it.
that was
For
Kim's
a
response
while,
last
bring it
time.
back.
It's a major highway.
It seemed like they're only putting little stuff in at a time, if
They
they
haven't put
could.
much stuff in it for quite a while, because I walk that way on a regular
Exactly.
basis.
Yeah.
So,
So
what
it's
I'm
not-
suggesting, and you can talk to Kim about this if you like, I would suggest at one point, if you recall, there was a time when we were redoing the highway going through town. There was a time when we were considering getting rid of all the parking on 4th Avenue. So we've inconvenienced several people on one side. Now, if that's a major highway, we got parking on both sides. And that's still open, even though it's a major highway. So those spots are still occupied by vehicles parked there. If we close down the parking in front of that hotel, it's no different than a car sitting there when a wide load comes through or anything else. So that's what they're asking.
Well, that's the highway, so we'd have to work with
That's what I'm saying.
Nebraska,
We'll figure it out.
yeah.
So, and
Good point. I understand where they're coming from. I've walked by there multiple times and it seemed like they're very slow and,
yes. And they're
And
doing a
fill
lot
it.
of renovations, and it's gonna take some time, but, and which I'm glad to see. But, and again, thank you. Thank you.
we'll check on that.
Well,
I'll
very
bring it.
appreciated. I hope you don't ever take anything I said or did personal.
Yeah, I just-
Dale?
Except for the part where it says like it.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the chief also for his years of service, and it came at a time, I think, when there was some, there wasn't a lot of cooperation between the county and the city, and just a lot of things, I think, smoothed over, and he worked a lot of those issues out. And he helped, he did a big part of that, and just has been a, great servant to citizen to the community, and so appreciate that, chief. And and I don't want to belabor the mask mandate thing. I really appreciate the input from people. This was quite an experience being a newbie to get the input we did, and it was really for the most part it was good input. It was I just see both sides of this. It was not an easy thing. And personally, we personally, as a family, we've had some tragedy related to this. So that, was a lot of my, try to keep it personal out, but ultimately, we're out there just trying to protect the public. And I think that was all this, really what we ultimately were and about. And we didn't want to mandate, we don't want to restrict people. We don't want to take away their rights. And so, anyway, that's my little soapbox, and I'll get off of it.
McDermott,
Nothing, thank you.
Corey.
Again, thank you, Chief. I've got 3 kids that have gone through the DARE program and 3 kids that look forward to DARE graduation. And as a parent, I so appreciate all the work that you spent, or all the time you spent with the kids doing the DARE graduate or the DARE program. That's really a huge part of the community and a great service. So thank you, and enjoy your retirement.
Hope so.
Natalie.
Just 2 quick things. One would be thank you, Chief. Certainly we've got some big shoes to fill in finding a new chief. I've had the privilege of working with Chief for the last few years as deputy county attorney, and 2 of my kids have gone through DARE with him. One's in right now, so certainly appreciate all of your contributions to the community. The other thing is, I just would say thank you to the street department. I've gotten a lot of compliments on, just a lot of good comments on the handling of all the snow removal. We obviously had a lot, and I think I'm probably not shocking anybody when I say Holdrege hasn't always had the best reputation for how we've handled snow removal. And no, I had lots and lots of positive comments on how well the street department did handling all the snow. So kudos to them, and thanks for all the long hours that they put in getting all that done. So
I see they worked through the night that one night.
Yep.
Uh,
That was just to do the downtown.
Downtown.
Kim being gone, I forgot to bring that up, because I had a lot of people, that was besides the mass, was like, hey, they did an awesome job, and then there was a few that, are they gonna keep coming through? Right. I mean, what do you do with 14 inches?
I'm not gonna scoop my driveway anymore if you keep pushing it back in.
That's why I got a forward on it. So, thank you, Natalie.
Been talking with Chris on the process of hiring a new police chief, and they said, well, just go out the front door and grab the first one you can find here. We'll do it. So Chris is he's got some ideas on the process. We've got plenty of time, but we want to plan ahead. The chief just about didn't get selected here, but I'm glad he did. I'm glad he chose Holdrege. But snow removal, I want to talk just a little bit about the snow removal. The city did a really good job cleaning the streets. They put it on curbs, sidewalk. Neighbors, schools, or a school, threw it back out in the street. People get stuck when they blow the snow out in the street. City crews come back, clean the street one more time, kind of put the snow, the chunks in the gutter this time. Just on some of those properties, it's kind of a battle. We clean the streets. Where do you put it? On curbside, sidewalk, especially on the snow emergency routes. Frustrating to see people put it back out in the street again. But we do have ordinances against that. But I'd say, you know, we talked about the mask mandate, the snow removal mandate on the sidewalks. Not everybody complies. I'm gonna say about 85%, maybe. Most people comply. If it wasn't for their neighbors helping them, probably be less than 50%. So I do appreciate the neighbors looking out after the neighbors too. So.
You have 24 hours after the snow stops, is that right?
36.
36, yeah.
It used to be less, and then we raised it here in the past.
It used to be less, yes, and we changed that a while back, 36.
Yeah. So you got plenty of time. So.
How long do they have on a parked car to set?
72 hours.
72 they have to move.
We've been out that, you got a thing there on your, for your stats for the month, and if you'll notice, there's a lot of code violations. Most of those are just recently, we probably had 50, some are close to 60. Well, I don't know how many CRs there are. Some of them were mass things, but some of them, most of them were probably the code violations of us red tagging vehicles, having them move their vehicles, getting moved. So that bumped us up to more calls this year than last January, because we left out a lot of red tags.
Well, if there's nothing
Mayor, I
else.
think Toonie had some.
Oh,
Just the thing, please move, we were out there talking in the hallway, and I mentioned, I've been here 47 years, covering city councils and stuff, and been at 4 police chiefs. Dennis is the best one you've had, I think.
yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Not to knock every other guy, they were good, but he's, I think he's much better than the other. I think he's really good job.
You got $20 worth?
I was just gonna ask, what'd you give him?
Well spent money there, chief. This meeting is adjourned. We used to have a few short breaks.
What about it? Oh, yeah, here, yes, we can put that. You take that down.
Yeah, I really.
I was making
You have your copy?
an hour.
You take that down there.
I do have to say that I like the, very big circles.
Well, you as well, sir.
10, 15 minutes.
Thanks for